How is everybody doing? Good. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's a real pizzazz here. All right. So, what can I say? I'm still getting up.
Me too.
That was fun last night. I had a good time, right?
Yeah.
I have some surprises planned here. And I have two different surprises, but I hope they both work out. I know one will work out, but I'm not totally sure about the other, so I'm not going to say anything for a bit until I maybe find out some more. And, oops.
Uh-oh.
There you go. So what's new?
Who's new?
Who's new? Right. Who's new? Wow. Yeah. Oh, we're okay. So where do you come from, and how did you find out about JemCon, and what made you finally come if you knew about it? And you want to pass the thing around, or you don't want to talk about it?
We're from about an hour and a half away.
Oh, close.
Lyons, which is near Buffalo,
Lyons.
or rather near Rochester. It's a tiny, tiny little town. And we found out about JemCon because my fiance Amber is a huge Gem fan since she was a little girl, and she got me into it. And I started looking for like presents for her that were Gem related, and I wound up on the JemCon Facebook page.
As you do.
Oh, okay. So then you found out about JemCon.
Yeah. And that was 2 years ago now, and we were going to come to last year's convention in Cleveland, but we ended up having to turn our memberships into supporter memberships. And
Oh,
and have them mailed
sweet.
to us because we had a family emergency that year.
Oh.
But then this year, right after JemCon happened last year, we found out that it was going to be in Buffalo, which was perfect for us because it was so much closer. So here we are.
Great. Anyone else want to, any newbies want to shoot? Yep.
I'm from Ontario, Canada, so I found out about Gem on Facebook, and being a lifelong Gem fan, I just had to be here. So.
Great. Yay for the Canadians. Anyone else? Yep. Oh, yeah.
Well, my daughters had Gems, so we watched it on USA Network, and I had a set of dolls when they were little, because we were popping them out of Big Lots on clearance when they went discount, and so I remembered them all, but now I mostly collect Barbies, and I started collecting.
Get out!
Because I just collect Stacy from my childhood. I have about 600 of her.
Oh.
And but I started collecting Darcy because I remembered the Gem dolls, and I picked a Darcy up, and I loved the size and the heft of that doll made by Kenner, and she was like the body prototype. They just took her over for Hasbro. And so I got to messing around on eBay, and I bought a whole set of all the Gem dolls, for a whole shelf in the curio because they're so pretty. Well, I didn't get into BarbieCon this year because it was the 60th anniversary, and everybody signed up early because it's going to be really good loot at that one. And I forgot, I was just farting around. And so I met him on the Darcy Facebook page because he knows everything about that.
Oh.
He designed the first two fashions for the first two JemCon back when he's a high school boy.
Oh.
And some of them are out there on display.
Really?
So we got to talk.
15 years late arriving.
Oh, that's great. That's okay. It's great.
So then I'm whining about stupid BarbieCon. Only 800 people, and he's like, well, we could go to JemCon. And I'm like, what? JemCon? And he's like, yeah, I've never been, but I designed the first two outfits. I said, we're going.
Oh, how wonderful.
And so I'm map questing. I'm like, I'm picking you up on the way. And we had never met except, online. And I'm like, no, trust me, I'm not going to.
We've known each other about a year online.
Oh, wonderful.
But he knows everything about Gem and Darcy, and we've traded stuff back and forth. My mailman knows right where he lives. And he styles all my doll's hair.
Oh, how wonderful.
If I have a doll with bad hair, Jake is the man.
Oh, all right. right.
And here we are, and so now I'm nagging him, we're going to Minneapolis, fool.
And your daughter was supposed to join you, but she couldn't. Right,
I got a sick grandbaby. I'm
right,
sending her all the
so
pictures.
you're missing one. That's too bad. So hopefully she'll get to do it again.
I don't know, I'm having fun without it all.
I have a question.
Good.
I want to know how you found out about JemCon and your history with coming to visit us for a number of years.
Okay, so I think I found out from Shavana, who invited us to Detroit, which was the first JemCon that I ever went to. And it was like, and I think, I don't know if I found out then there was one in Florida, and blah, 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 but I think that's how I found out. And that first JemCon was, Britta Phillips was there. I think Sam was there.
That was the next year in Manchester, I think.
Yes.
Were they?
No, they were in Detroit.
I didn't think they met until
Shavana
Manchester.
here?
Siobhan
was Patricia and
Think
Ann.
myself and Ann
Ann,
and Patricia.
Patricia,
Yeah.
Britta.
No, Britta was 2010.
Year after.
Oh,
Yeah.
then Sam was there.
No, she was 2010 as well.
She was in Detroit, right?
In
No?
New Hampshire.
Oh, I see,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all blending.
Yeah. It's
So it was
big
just
faces.
me, Ann, and Patricia?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It was-
Really?
It was pizzazz.
Wow. Yeah, that was, and it was like, for me, it was like mind blowing. Cause I mean, and it was just, it was great. So that was the first one. And then we went to, I think, Manchester, where Britta was,
Yes.
and where we attended the marriage of Will, yep, and his partner, yeah. I forgot your, Steve, Will and Steve. And I met the mayor on the street. There was this big street where the governor, he was campaigning. Remember that? Okay, and that was Manchester. And then my mom didn't come to that. So then after that, wait a minute. After that, there was Maine, Portland, and Ann came to Detroit and Manchester. Then there was Portland, and that's the first time I brought my mom, because we could, yeah, I brought my mom to Portland. We drove up, right, and then, so like, I need your shirt. No, and then Toronto. And Ann did not come to that, but my mom came. And that was, all of them were fantastic, but the Toronto had this special feeling because we had to bring our passports, one, and then two, because there was, it was me and Sam and who else was there? I mean, Sam was there in Toronto.
Christy Marks.
And Christy Marks, right?
And
So.
Ellen Bristol.
Yes, yeah. So, but then at the end of the JemCon, Mitzi Cream, Alana, organized a Gem burlesque show,
Which is on sale. By the
which
way.
is on sale, which was so much fun. We went into Toronto to a club, and it was just phenomenal. So that was just an iconic gem experience, JemCon experience. Then we crashed, Ann and I and my mom crashed Philadelphia. Because we were driving distance, and there was something we had to do there, we wanted to do, so we just blended them. And so, and then Albany. Right, which was great. That was in such an unusual hotel. The place was really unusual. Yeah, really unusual. And now Buffalo. I have a little surprise.
Oh, I love surprises. You love
I'm gonna make a phone call. But let me just say, let me do this right now. So I'm gonna make, I'm gonna make a phone call to,
We're gonna need to bring the phone over
I'm gonna
here. It won't quite
yes,
stretch.
yes, I'm gonna bring the phone over very soon. Yeah, here we go.
Don't need
I'm-
speaker, just regular phone.
Good, okay. I'm gonna make a phone call, and I'll tell you, once I get this all together, who I'm calling. And this is a first, this is a JemCon first, folks. So, should I call before?
Call first and then
Yeah.
tell her when she's live.
Okay, I'm actually making the call now. Hopefully, they are going to answer. We'll keep it gender neutral for the moment. Hello. Hey, I'm so glad you answered. Oh, good. So I'm gonna get you all hooked up, and I'm sitting in a room of people, and I'm gonna introduce you once I get you all hooked up, all right? Okay. That's great. Okay, it is. They don't know yet, and this will be a surprise to them too. Hold
Set the
on,
phone
this
down.
will be fun.
We'll set the phone down.
We're still setting the phone down.
Plug her in. And she should be able to hear us.
Can we hear her? Hello? Hello?
She should.
Hello?
Oh, I can barely hear.
Hello?
Oh.
No.
No,
Can you
Okay.
turn the volume up on your phone?
No. Okay.
that should have been just fine.
Okay. Let me take it out because I want to.
If there is an issue, we'll try on mine because we know that that
Hello?
will work.
Hello? Okay, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty because we're phone up to like a mic and a little speaker, so you'll come out of the speaker and you can hear everything. So let us just try one more time, okay? Okay, very good. Thank you.
Push it in as far as it'll go.
No, we should be able to hear her both.
Hello? Hello?
If she can't hear us, we can try calling her
Hello?
on my
Hello?
phone. This worked yesterday.
Hello? Okay, isn't that strange? Okay, let me go. Let's, what do you think it is? All right, one more thing. You know what we're gonna do? We're having a problem with my phone, it looks like, and we're gonna call you right back from another phone. Let's just wait. I'm sitting in a room. I'm gonna put you on speakerphone so you can hear everybody. You wanna try? Hold on.
What's your phone?
Hold on.
Your phone.
I got the hold on.
I think so, yeah.
Hello? Okay, hi. I'm just gonna put you on speakerphone. I'm not gonna introduce you. And hold on, say, I'm gonna get some applause before I introduce you. Hold on a second, I'm putting you on speakerphone. And then,
Here, if you want to try just putting her on speakerphone, we can see
Yeah.
it is better.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
We may just do this, okay. And if this is not good enough, we'll try another way. Can you really hear well?
You're pretty good.
Can you hear or not really?
Yeah.
Where's this
Hear
coming?
you. You're a little distant, but I
There you
certainly
are,
hear
I got you. How about now?
Oh, yay.
Okay, I am talking to one of the holograms and the misfits on the phone. Did you get that far?
I can't believe it.
Okay. And I am also talking to the singing voice of Kimber. Miss Florence Warner. So you want to say hello, Flo?
Hello, hello. I am saying hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Hi, guys. What's up?
And I told them that unfortunately we were just talking about all the JemCons that I've attended, which is, I think I crashed one, and the one I crashed was in Philadelphia, and if Florence had known about that, she's in that area, so she would have come to that, but
Oh,
unfortunately,
you betcha.
we didn't know that Florence was there, so we didn't.
I missed you.
Yes.
This is terrible. I
Yes.
missed you. My beautiful friend Ellen. Oh my gosh.
So.
My beautiful friend Dan.
Yeah.
Any questions, guys?
Any questions? For Kimber, the singing voice of Kimber.
I have a question.
Question.
What is your most outstanding memory from working on the Gem and the Holograms show?
Okay, did you get that? What is your most outstanding memory from working on the Gem and the Holograms show?
The fun. The total, unadulterated fun. The partnership. The laughing. Oh my goodness. It was wonderful. That's my memory. And I wish I could do them every day and have that much fun.
I have a question.
Wonderful people. What, dear?
I have a question. Did you like being a hologram better or being a misfit?
Oh gosh, I like Kimber.
Oh, okay.
I really like Kimber.
Do you remember now? Because I'm kind of I have gem amnesia. So do you remember the song you sang?
I sang a wonderful piece Aaron wrote called "I'm Okay."
I'm okay.
And that was one heck of a piece of music, and it was difficult. It was so interesting because it was not an easy piece to sing, and it gave you the freedom to do something. It gave me the freedom to be Kimber.
Oh, how wonderful.
And that was just the best. I can't tell you what it's like not to be hogtied. You just, here, sing this. Oh, God, it's great.
It was wonderful. Wonderful.
That was the best.
Oh.
And it's a beautiful writer. It was always such a pleasure.
Anne is such a wonderful, beautiful writer and person. Brilliant. So.
We knew we were going to sing for Anne. Everybody was like jumping up and down with joy. Oh God, it's Eddie! Yes! It's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah.
Kimber is wonderful.
Oh.
Anne made Kimber.
Yep.
She
Well,
made her right there.
Anne wrote all the greatest mostly the theme and just the greatest stuff. So.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
But she made Kimber right there in that song.
All right.
How many?
I can't believe this is even happening, you guys. I think that Jem was probably one of the first women heroes, don't you?
Yep.
I mean, there was all this horrible stuff going on, and she left the stage and went and solved it, and she was a superhero. But we didn't have very many women superheroes back then. So Jem was heroic in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Who do we have? Just Wonder Woman?
Yes, Wonder Woman. That's exactly what I was thinking. But Wonder Woman was kind of like buried, like not really,
But she was far removed.
She was far removed. She didn't become a media since she was in a comic book. So she never got transferred until they made the movie. I don't think they had a TV show. So she was not accessible like Jem until.
She never sang like her.
Jem was the first one. She was the first female hero.
Yes, and Lori just said, and Wonder Woman didn't sing.
Yeah, she was terrible. I met her once. She couldn't sing for sauerkraut.
So Jem is the first musical superhero, that is for sure. Female musical superhero. And you know what? I don't know if there's another one. That's really, is there another musical superhero like Jem? And pizzazz, what are we talking about?
How many tapes?
I guess those were the first super television villains, too.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
That's funny.
How many many takes did you guys do in the studio before you physically recorded the music?
That's a question, hold on. How many takes did we do in the studio before we physically recorded the music? Let me just clarify, the music was recorded separate from the tracks were recorded separately. So then we would come in, that was all done, and then the singers would come in, you know, whether you're a soloist, and then Florence, myself, and Diva Gray were the holograms and the Misfits. So, I mean, how many takes did the vocalist do before?
Or how many times did you practice before they physically recorded you guys for those tracks?
We learned it right there on the spot. We didn't practice. We learned our parts, or, you know, Ann's a fabulous composer and arranger, so she had a vision and either parts written out, and then would also allow us to contribute and alter or whatever, or add. So do you remember how many takes, Flo?
Oh, not very many for that song.
No.
But the thing is that everybody needs to think about the fact that every second you feel a little bit different, and every time you think about something, you can think it a little bit different. So does this thought go with that thought better, or is this a good line, or... It's very strange, but Annie let you do whatever you wanted, so it didn't take very many for that song.
Right.
It just kind of fell out. It was great.
She's talking about her own solo, and I would say really it would either 1, 2, or the most 3 takes. That's it.
Because the
Because
harmonies
it's
were
so
really
well written.
complicated.
It's so easy.
Okay, for the solos, 1, 2, or
Yeah.
3 takes, but and for the group, we would rehearse in the room and get our parts, and basically I would say the same thing.
Wow.
They didn't, you know, that's the whole thing about studio work. You have to be fast. Yeah, you gotta be fast.
Well, but you got to be perfect.
You're right, fast and perfect, right.
I didn't
There's
know.
no room for people that aren't the very, very best. And that was us, guys. We are the best.
Florence is an incredible singer. She's just, oh, let me just get this question and then we'll talk more about
I
you.
didn't realize until I was an adult that the Holograms and Misfits background singers were the same group of people. So was it hard to switch gears? Because they sounded completely
Yeah, they're the same,
different.
oh, yeah.
What did they tell you? Sing nastier?
Yeah, well, she said she didn't realize for years that the Holograms and the Misfits were the same people. So she said, was it hard to switch gears?
Yeah, we had to just get mean. All those things that we all hate.
Yeah,
That's
so,
perfect.
yeah, that's perfect. And, hold on.
Did either or both of you do more vocal work after Gem and Holograms, doing voiceovers or?
Right, that's what she said, did either of us do more vocal work after Gem and the Holograms or before? So that's what I was gonna talk about, ask Florence. Florence is an incredible singer with just a spectacular voice. Beautiful, as well as bluesy, but just really a great singer. Great singer, so.
Go on with you, you're absolutely
Oh.
every bit as good as I am.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm not talking about me.
well,
We're talking about you. So, Flo, give us a little background, maybe about how you, you know, your country roots, or you were in Nashville and you came to New York, and just some other things you did, maybe a little bit before and then after.
Am I supposed to have country roots?
No, no.
Okay, because my parents were classical. My father was an opera singer at the Met, and my mother was a ballerina. And that kind of makes country music, well, what is that?
But
I had done my program, as they say, for the audition for the Met, and then I got signed to RCA Records and had a hit, and that kind of messed up everything. But on we go, and after that I got signed to where? CBS, and then I went to Hologram World and had the best time ever in Europe. Europe is a cat's pajamas. But the thing I did all along was studio work. I started in Atlanta when I was, 16, I guess. And I just did commercials until the cows came home. Till the business went somewhere else. But that there were about 20 people in New York, including me and Ellen and Dave and the rest of us that worked. Nobody else was good enough. I hate to say it, but they weren't. And we were the ones that did all the work. So just about everything you heard was us, not just Jem and the Holograms and the Misfits. It was all us. And nobody else could do it. So, yay us. That's all we can say.
What was the hit that she had?
And it's hard, guys. It is so hard. There's no way to explain how hard it is.
Somebody just asked, what was the hit that you had with RCA or one of the other labels?
The hit here was something called In the Morning. I don't know. I was 17 or something.
17,
Or
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or 18. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then some other hits. And Europe is interesting because you have a separate record for each country. So you'll have such and such hit in Portugal, and then you'll have another one in Germany, and one in France, one in England. It was like way cool. And of course, the hotels were great. So.
You know, I didn't know that you auditioned for the Met, and if you did, if I heard that correctly, how old were you when you did that?
Let's see. You're about 18.
Wow. So.
Well, you have to be because when you have those E flats and Fs
Oh yeah.
that were written, you lose them after a little bit of time.
So.
Unless you really have the trick of your top. But I did my first program at 14.
An operatic program?
Yeah, my father played the piano. He went to the University of Georgia Chapel. And in a Metropolitan Opera debut or a program, you do a German set. Let's say you do 4-liter songs, and you do Italian, French, and English. So I didn't do the 4 songs, but I did one of each, and then you do an aria. And I swear to goodness, I can't remember what I could do at 14 for an aria, but I did something.
Unbelievable.
From an Carnome, some Rigoletto. Oh God, people must have laughed. Anyway, I did it, and it was really wonderful. I still remember that old stage where the boards creaked and the piano was never quite in tune, and it was just great. And I spent my life performing after that. I don't think you could ever pry me on stage.
Right. And
I just loved to sing. I didn't care about the ego or so much or the money. It was just, God, I love to sing. This is so much fun. I think it's a way for all of us.
There's a question.
Well, if it's there inside you, like it is in you, Ellen, and in me, and Ann, you can't stop it. There's no way to make a decision about it because you can't think how do you say it. It's just there beating you to death. So it's like, okay, fine, I'll go. And so we did. We all did. We all ended up in New York. We all ended up with Jem, and heaven help us, here we are.
Yep. We got a question here. Hold on.
Tell us more about your song, Just Believe It.
Just Believe It.
Yeah.
Is that a Kimber song?
No, it's
No, that's a song off a record.
Oh, that's one of your songs. Okay,
Yeah.
we have a question, a fan here who knows that song, and she asked, tell us more about your song, Just Believe It.
Just Believe It. Which album was that? The white one or the black one?
Which album? Do you know, the white one or the black one?
No, I just remember seeing a Kimber.
That's been the last one there.
She saw a Kimber mashup of it on YouTube.
It was a song synced to clips of Kimber and Stormer.
Just Believe It.
Yeah, hold on.
Somebody took the audio from the Florence.
Florence,
song,
somebody took your song,
and they put images of.
Oh, really?
and they put images of Kimber on YouTube, so you have to go look for it.
Cute.
You have to go look for it.
I
think-
really cute.
thing is that I
It's
found an
totally
album
illegal.
called Just Believe
That's
It.
right, that's right. Go ahead.
The thing, I did find an album that she released in Holland, by the way, that
Oh.
is called Just Believe It, but we couldn't find the song Just Believe It in the album.
Okay, what's your name?
Davide, yeah.
Davide from Italy, he's from Italy, who lives in London, who came. There's people here from the Netherlands,
Yeah, that would be
Holland, and there's another gentleman here from Italy as well. So,
Okay, that's where Hologram World is. They're in Hilversum.
okay, so the question
And
was,
Warren College.
oh yeah, okay, so the question was again,
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe she.
they found an album of yours
called Just Believe It.
called Just Believe It.
But the song Just
Yes.
Believe It is not in it.
But the song Just Believe It was not on the album for some strange reason.
So we're trying to find
My
where is the
producer
song.
was drinking again.
Oh man,
So we don't know how.
that is
He must
like,
have been drinking. He must have been drinking.
who knows? I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God.
Or they released
I
it.
don't know where it is.
Yeah, it's somewhere like in
Hologram's got it.
near Mars. Yeah,
Hologram won't give it up.
that's right.
I don't know. I guess we could go buy those tapes if we wanted.
Yeah, maybe.
It's funny that Flo mentioned about singing and stuff, because that's what Jem got me into, was music.
Right.
So listening to the tapes and the karaoke tracks and remembering the words, and that's what got me as a singer.
Yes.
Was because of Jem.
Yes, because somebody just said it's wonderful to hear about your singing career, because one of the audience members here, Jem got her into singing and music as a young person,
Yeah,
child.
10,
Yes,
10.
10, because of the great music that was part of the show. Yeah.
Oh, God bless you. That's great. Don't ever give it up. It's horrible. It'll try to kill you. I mean, the music business itself is just awful. But don't let them win.
Yeah, Home, you got another one here?
Yes, when you sang I'm Okay, you sang both part of Kimber and Stormer?
When you sang I'm Okay, did you sing both parts of Kimber and Stormer?
Did we do that?
I don't
No,
know.
Stormer was someone else.
Stormer was someone else.
Lanny Grove.
Might have been you.
Lanny Groves.
I think it was you.
No, Stormer was Lanny Groves. Somebody knows this.
Oh, that's right.
It's them either. Of course he knows.
Oh my, that's a long time ago.
Keep lying. I can't remember mine. Never started a phrase, never finished one.
Right. Here we go, another question.
How did Florence get involved with Jem? Was that through you or?
Probably through Anne. You know, question was, how did you get involved with Jem?
Well, Anne thought of it, right?
Right.
So,
And you know, I think Anne probably, I mean, yeah.
and that's
Yeah, I was,
because Anne,
yeah,
Anne thought in her own mind who she wanted to be these characters.
that's
And
right.
she picked us.
That's right. That's right.
There was no auditioning. Anne just knew, and that was that.
That's right.
And she knew I could do Kimber. She knew you were Jim, and that was that.
Yeah, no, I was pizzazz.
You're a female here.
Get it right.
But that's all right.
Oh, it was all with Anne.
Yes, Anne.
As pizzazz, what was your favorite song to sing?
Oh, okay. That's a question directed to me. I mean, I think,
What was your favorite song?
I think Universal Appeal is just, and since it's a great message, you know, that pizzazz, and that's probably my most favorite.
Yeah, you sang so well. It was great.
Oh, thank you, Flo.
Well, no, it was wonderful. It was like playing with each other.
Oh yeah, I mean the group singing in the group together was so much fun. I mean with Florence and Diva, and it was so easy, right?
So you were all together?
Oh,
in
we
the
would
studio?
sing as a group, as the Holograms and the Misfits.
Okay.
So we would usually, my memory is we'd go in and do probably we'd be the Holograms. A session, my memory is we would do a hologram song and then a Misfit song or a Misfit song, and then a hologram song within one session, usually.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, and, wait a minute.
Oh, it was so silly. We had so much fun. We laughed.
Time is running out. Time is running out.
Love it!
Great song. I don't know if you remember. I'm not going to sing because my voice is just disgusting. But it's all like that, raspy. So, but there's this great, great background vocal on that. Yes. Oh, you were so good. I don't know if you remember that tune, Time is Running Out, with the background vocals, Flo, but just great.
Trying to think. I don't really.
Yeah.
Background vocals were syncopated.
They were
like,
so
offbeat.
great.
It was
They
so
were
good.
so great. They were,
was a
and
great
Anne wrote
writer.
that pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Anne.
Yeah.
Anne.
Yep.
I just love Anne so much.
Oh.
I need to meet her.
I know.
Well,
So,
I feel lucky to have worked with her. You know, she's such a genius. She's a miracle, and I feel so lucky to have had someone like that in my life. That doesn't always happen.
that's right.
And I think I was really lucky
Yes.
to meet you both.
Oh.
No, because
Well, do you want to just go on and on and on and on without me? Because you got
Yeah. We have one more question, and that's going to be it here.
okie dokie.
One more.
so you would have recording sessions, and the music was already written.
Yes, the tracks were already
So would
done.
you all do like a season at a time?
We would do it. We would do. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a season at a time. We would go in and do like 2 tracks, and they were doing the show during. It was like a, they were in the process of doing one show and then another show, and then But it wasn't like we all went in and did it. It was during a season of the show. The show didn't last very long.
Yeah.
So, but it was,
And then they made a dreadful movie.
Oh,
Yes, they did.
They weren't thinking.
They weren't thinking.
No, they weren't.
And they didn't use any of the music.
No.
So they made a big mistake.
They made a mess. Yeah.
They made a big mistake. I
That's
think.
all right. We'll keep it safe.
Yeah, they could. They possibly could have ruined it even if they used the music. So maybe it's would have been much better, but who knows, So now it's pure.
We know.
Kind of. So
We
Flo,
know.
all right. Well, this has been so wonderful. Let's
Oh,
give.
it's been because I had so much fun singing in Europe. It was just the best.
Oh.
And just thank you for remembering.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it again.
Yes. And I will speak to you soon, my dear.
Okay, Florence. Love you,
Okay.
and it's so great. Thank you for the phone call.
Oh, you're welcome.
Everybody,
Love and
really
hugs to
appreciate it.
everybody.
Okay, bye. Oh, well, that was fun. That is a JemCon first. Okay, so, should I, I'm gonna move on. I have another phone call here.
Another one.
Okay, good. So let me call.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
Okay. Do it like this.
Yep.
Simpler.
Yep, it's all good.
Then we'll figure it out
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put a feather over my face like that one too.
Hello? Okay, the other mystery phone guest is on the line. I'm gonna put you on speakerphone and then introduce who you are, okay? Okay, I just got off the phone with Florence Warner, who talked about you. This is Ann Bryan on the phone. And she sung your praises. And she,
She's a doll.
yeah, just, so say hello, here we are.
Hey, nice weather there too. It's beautiful here.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah, it's beautiful out.
No, I've never been to Buffalo, so maybe sometime I will. So what's going on the schedule for JemCon?
Well, you're on right now.
And so does anybody want to ask me anything?
Yeah, hold on.
How long
I'm
did
sorry
it,
I'm not there. I couldn't do it this time, but maybe next year.
Okay,
Sometime in the future.
so how long did it take to compose each song?
how long did it take to compose each song?
A few minutes. No, really, a few minutes is writing a song. Barry Harmon wrote wonderful lyrics, and at the beginning, we were really restricted to like a 1-minute song, which is a hard thing to do. And Barry, who's a marvelous theater writer, the Gem Show really is musical theater, where the song advances the story. So Barry wrote full lyrics, and so they had to be trimmed, but everything was there that you needed to trim them into the essence of the song that did the job. So I think that took a few minutes to look at what I could excise, and I'm sure Fort Kidder had the same thing. What could be excised to make the song into a 1-minute song? And it was, and after that, after I knew what the lyric was, and I already had a sense of the feeling and the script and where we were going, it was just a matter of kind of checking in and what do I hear, and then writing it down. So I'd say it's really just a few minutes, but overall about a half hour to write the song.
And then you had to do the arrangement, though.
Well, that takes longer.
That
But,
takes longer, yes.
Yeah, because it's, in the beginning I think we wrote more for live horns and even, I think we even had strings at some point. And then as synthesizers, which were really still pretty primitive back then, we'd have a programmer come in and I would write his parts. But they were expert at all of the difficulties that everybody had working with synthesizers at that point. Sometimes they just wouldn't work. I mean, they were really temperamental and they were, sometimes one plug, but lots of plugs.
And they were very large.
And they were very large. It was a big deal to ship them. It cost $400 just to deliver them to the studio. It was difficult that way. So a programmer, among other things, besides programming, knows how to troubleshoot. If there's a problem and everything's plugged in, we're ready to go, okay, play it, and there's no sound, it's called a no sound event, they know how to troubleshoot all the particular wires and buttons that could possibly cause a problem faster than anybody else. So that's why we used programmers at that point. They got easier to work a few years later, but then they were difficult. So the arrangement, I wrote an arrangement just like I would write for an orchestra. I wrote an arrangement on everything and wrote all the parts, even if we used a synthesizer player who played the part. And I would say about an hour and a half on the Gem arrangements. I always did 2 when I first woke up in the morning. Between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. And, I was fast, and it was very clear what we needed to do. So, but the studio, the whole studio day to record the music was a good 8 hours, to do an episode, which was 3 songs, would be 2.5 days in the studio. Could be, basically 2 10, 11-hour sessions or 2 8-hour sessions and then a morning session, for a half day. So it was a big deal to produce Gem arrangements. And the band would come in, and then the synthesizer player would come in, and then the singers would come in. So that's how it worked. It was a lot. I never had lunch. My idea of lunch was, because I was on every part of it, my idea was for lunch was another cup of coffee.
We have a question here.
We had great fun, everybody was into it. It's really neat.
What was her favorite piece of music that she worked on for Gem?
Okay, what's your favorite or one of the your favorite pieces of music that you composed and arranged, etc., during the Gem show.
Okay, I can really answer that because I like the theme a lot. The original theme.
Which I hold on, I did my derivative version of last night, and they loved it. Oh yeah, they loved it. So. Okay, so.
I like it too.
Okay, good. That's good.
Other than the theme, I think I can give you a little history with this unless I'm talking too much.
No.
There was a point in the 1 minute song part, after we'd done about 9 episodes or something like that, that I was on this conference call with Joe McCall and for Kinder, it said, Joe thinks the songs are starting to sound alike. And I took a deep breath and I said, listen, Joe, here's the story. And he was Joe McCall is a great creative director, and very musically astute. And I said, here's the story, Joe. I can do any kind of arrangement you need, any style. But the problem is that we're put into this 1 minute time frame, and all the tempos are the same. The singers have to be the same. The keys are the same. We're having to everything's so fast that I can't vary it, but so much. I've done every variation I could possibly think of. I think the problem is that we should have longer for the songs, a minute and 20, a minute and a half, you can express an entire song. And the difference between that and a full-length song that you hear on the radio is basically repeats. And I said, and he said, well, it's successful, I can give you that. And I said, great. And I said, I have another idea, which is let me write intros. You can use them as a warm-up, as the song's about to start, and it can become part of your background, to build to the song when the song begins. So I started writing intros, and it was a smart thing because it saved them money for background scoring and was actually very pertinent to the song that was about to come. So when that happened, it was the first time Ford and I both wrote a version. It was the first time I ever got picked for a Bernfeld song, and that was called Universal Appeal. Yeah, and so she had longer, and it was very different from the other ones that had preceded it because those were all like na 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 kind of songs. Universal Appeal had a larger kind of. I love the
great song.
Great bass line.
Somebody said great bass line. Somebody just said great bass line.
Oh, somebody liked that. That was great.
Yes.
By the way, a very great vocal performance from you.
Oh,
and so I like now you got it because you got such incredible instinct. Was what I felt all along. I was so happy when we presented Don't Ask Questions, your song. When I presented it to Joe, and Joe said, "Oh, Ellen Bernfeld has that beautiful voice. She can't sing a character like Gwinnett." And I said, "You want to bet?" And he said, "Oh my God, I didn't know she could do that." And then you got that role. Of course, you go based on your own song. And I said, "This is my dream. I wanted Pizzazz to be a great singer, and I wanted." Her to lose only on the kind of moral grounds, not because she didn't have good stuff. In other words, not that Jem was a great singer and Pizzazz was a bad singer. No, Pizzazz had to have real stuff because when you really look at the character of both of them, Pizzazz had a lot of psychological material to work with. She loved her mother too, and her father. She loved him too. He'd give her a check and say, "Go play in traffic." Neither of them, both characters, had no parents really, and I thought that that she really had stuff and should have stuff. It should be a real competition, of talented, two talented women. And so when I got you, I was thrilled. And finally, I felt like for the first bunch of episodes, we're going to reduce her. I loved Out of My Way, which Ford wrote.
Yes.
But I didn't feel like we were letting her grow at all, And so I was thrilled with Universal Appeal. So that's one. That's my Pizzazz song. I liked all of the singer songs I wrote. I think I wrote all but one.
Is Destiny a Stoner song?
Yes.
That's an incredible song.
Which one?
Destiny.
Oh, Destiny was a real good song.
Oh, great song. And Vicky
You sang on that too. I like that song.
Vicky Sue Robinson.
Yes, Vicky Sue Robinson, right? And then as far as Jem, I'll go back to that moment where we got the band. I did pick all my songs there because I really took them in a different direction. We did, it all depends on the mood. It all depends, right? Right? It was that, and then there's another one, When It's Only Me and the Music. I wrote in that, after that conversation with Joe McCall. And then there was another one called Time Is Running Out.
Oh, yeah, which has when I talked to Florence, I mentioned that because it has the greatest background vocals.
Oh, boy, you nailed it. You know, today, people would just record it one time and then, digitize it and pop it in every time.
And they
But
use...
you actually were human beings singing that every time. And when you hit that time on the key change, it's like, bingo, great pitch. It was unbelievable.
They have this device now that corrects... Oh, maybe just turn this down. They have this device that corrects pitch now. What is it called?
Yeah.
Auto-tune.
Auto-tune. They didn't have that then.
You had to have talent.
Yeah, this was the real deal.
Yeah, they were doing, these were like 3 incredible singers.
And supposedly everybody uses auto-tune now. So like maybe even Barbara Streisand uses auto-tune because like
Even live recordings.
because like people like it's like infiltrated like everything. So you could be an incredible singer, but you're still using auto-tune because it's weird. The world is weird.
There's a lot of talk about pitch, being sharp, black,
Right.
and like Miles Davis, great trumpet player, right? He's jazz great. He liked to play under the pitch. He thought his playing flat was hip, and he played just under the pitch, and it had an effect.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Right, and it's the same thing with metric time. You can sing everything precisely on the beat like that, but you can sing everything precisely on the beat, and you're actually hopping on the beat or laying back from it, and it's more relatable, it's more human. And I think things like auto-tune could be necessary and helpful where somebody does a great vocal and can't seem to nail something. I guess
No, it can be helpful. And I don't really know about, I have to correct this, I don't know if Barbara Streisand uses auto-tune.
I just thought.
Really, I have no idea. She's such a fantastic singer, I have no idea. But it was like a friend of mine ended up using it because she recorded something live and wanted to put it on a video and basically a few things were not right, so she was able to correct them. And she worked with this fantastic young engineer who does a lot of professional work. And he's the one that told her everybody uses auto-tune. So I have to correct that and apologize to Barbara Streisand. Okay.
You do really benefit, even a great singer, when you're singing live, there's people, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Live.
You hear yourself well, that's to correct something like that to put on a video.
That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But we had the best there was, and our band, our singers. Well.
Oh, we have a question.
Peter Phillips,
What?
Father.
Huh?
Peter Phillips.
Okay.
And one more thing about musicians. Peter Phillips, who I always considered my ringer. I love Peter. I've known him.
That's Britta Phillips' father.
Right. He's the best studio pianist I ever worked with, and he was on all my sessions. I think he missed maybe 3.
Jem's father.
In 20 years, 25 years, something like that. And he was such a great pianist. I had such good communication with him. I could just look over and give him a small look, and he got it. In the tiniest gesture, we were very in sync. But I said to Peter, sometimes into the Gem show, we were just about a quarter of the way through, and I said, Peter, I had an extra synthesizer set up. that's cluttering up my house. And at times we do things that I need. And would you like to take it? Because I wish you would take this, study the manuals, and learn these synthesizer, because they're electronic equipment. The man is a great musician. He just had to learn the stuff for operating the machine. And I said, because I would be pleased if you were the synthesizer player. And the reason is that Peter Phillips was a first call trombone player, who's also a first call pianist. And when he played horn parts, like what was that song you did, Ellen? Scandal.
Oh, that was, yeah.
Scandal. I mean, there were all these Latin horns in there, and with the dips and everything. He played horn parts on the synthesizer the way a horn player would play them. And he was marvelous. So I thought that was a great addition when Peter took over as a synthesizer player.
All right, we got a couple we have a couple of questions and then we have to wrap up. So let me just get.
Okay, so we know that Ann and Ford
You have to
Kinder.
shut me up because I'm having fun.
Okay.
We know that Ann and Ford Kinder would write different songs on the same lyrics, and then Sambo picked one.
Yes.
But did it actually happen for each single song? Was there always the time to actually do that, or sometimes it just went, okay, I write this, you write this?
You want to know, was every song, like you would write one song and Kinder would write the other song, the same song, and then they would pick it. Was there any time where you were so busy that you would write one song and then he would write another one? Or was it always like you wrote two of the same pieces?
We wrote two of the same.
Two of the same, all the time. Because
we wrote like night and day, so they were really different choices.
Yeah, because they wanted choice.
Wow.
When you're presenting it to the
sure.
the producers of the whole show, they want to be in on the process and given a choice, and that's why. Yeah, they would. Well, Ann wrote the best song, so. He wrote a couple of good ones. I'm not going to say, but no contest here. Okay, here we go.
I was wondering, can I step a little closer so she can hear me? Is
Yeah,
that
you
okay?
wanna-
All right.
Yeah.
Speak for me
Sure.
too. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
we've got a person who's got a bad foot.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I wanted. Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say first, before I ask a question, thank you very, very much for all of the hard work you did. I think. I just hope. I would like you to know, like, I'm sure you may realize this, maybe not, but by round of applause, how many people in this room, just in this room, became musicians because of the music you heard on Jem?
I love you, Rita. That makes me so excited.
So were there any songs, the songs were, like, after studying music, you hear these songs when you're kids and you're like, oh, this is really fun, but then after you study music theory and I go back to listen to the songs, I'm like, oh my gosh, these were like really complicated rhythms.
Yes.
These were really interesting key changes. Like it's actually really good music.
And Brian, ladies and gentlemen.
Were there any songs that you got kind of stuck on when you were looking at the lyrics, or any songs that you wrote that weren't used? And that was it.
Yeah. So, a song that you maybe got stuck on that was difficult to write, and or a song that you wrote that you love that wasn't chosen.
Okay, no, I never got stuck.
Never got stuck.
Wow.
No, she's not not in that department. She didn't get stuck in that department.
See, I don't think these melodies up. I just hear them in my mind, and I have, faith and trust.
Wow.
That's what the gift. When you're gifted, that's what you're gifted with: the ability to hear something outside of yourself that comes into your mind, not just your brain, your mind, which is much bigger than your brain. Our brains are tiny. Our minds are infinite. And if you can connect to that source and just allow it to happen through you and work with it, well, that's what I mean. That's the gift I'm getting. So I never got stuck. I never had, burnout, that kind of thing. So I call it the Holy Spirit, but other people call it a muse, or they have other names for it, universal intelligence, but that's what it is to me. Okay, and as far as songs that wrote that didn't get chosen, there's one, what's it? Bad Influence.
Love it! That is my favorite!
But it's yours didn't get chosen.
Oh.
So then it didn't get chosen, so you actually never heard hers.
Oh, so it would have been awesome.
We
Oh.
want to hear it.
I really didn't like the song that Ward wrote, and I liked many of his songs. I did. I just that particular one, and maybe I had harbored something. I wrote such a hit song. I said, man, they are going to pick this. It wasn't all about you. We're supposed to benefit equally from everything.
And that was a pizzazz song, right?
That was a duet.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I wrote such a hit song.
Oh.
That was the Kimber Stormer episode.
Yep.
And I'm like, 35 years older, and I'm still pissed off.
They picked the wrong song.
Yes.
Together version made.
Yeah.
That song is so coverable. Oh, gosh, anybody could have done
We gotta hear your version.
Do you have a demo? Is there a demo?
You know what, you could change the words
yeah.
and just keep the title. Rewrite the words. That's an interesting thought.
I'm trying to they don't pick it. It's my melody.
Yeah, your melody, so you rewrite the words and anybody, we can choose to sing it.
Is there still a demo for it?
Is there still a demo for that song?
There is somewhere.
Somewhere. In a safe or stolen or whatever. Yeah.
So what's going on with the tapes is kind of like the Gem Show. Tapes get stolen and lost and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. First of all, thank you very much for the compliment. I really appreciate it. That was so nice. And it happened to me once before, and I cried.
Aww.
I was teaching over at SUNY Purchase at the university, and the kid was following me down the hall. And he didn't have his face on, his electric face over his shoulder. I became aware that he was following me. And I was going to my little office, and I started to go in, and he said, Professor, they called me Professor, which was always fun. Can I talk to you for a minute? And he said to me, you know that song you wrote for the Transformers, right, the main theme? And I said, yeah. And he said, I was 6 years old when I heard that. And he said, and I decided right then, I want to be a musician.
Oh.
And I said, when he said that, what you just said too, it meant so much to me. And then, I was crying. But, I'm so glad that I think I found in meeting all of you over the years, such a lovely bunch of people who really respond to melody and have that sentiment from music, and that's a beautiful thing. And it influences your life, There's no melodies anymore, but back then there were. It's fun. Yeah. And of course, songs come to life with people like Ellen. Yeah. Britta did a very fine job. We had
We have a crier in the audience. Hold on. Well, I think one more question and we're going to wrap it up. Okay? Here we go.
Okay. Oh my God. Whose idea was it to put instrumentals on the tapes?
Shut up! Whose idea was it to put instrumentals on the tapes?
The instrumentals changed everything with music for me when I was 5 years old, because I got to
Whose idea was it to put instrumentals on the tapes?
Such a sad.
Because the instrumentals changed.
It changed how I listened.
It changed how she listened to music.
Yes.
Because she heard the arrangements. Is what happened. Your arrangements got to be featured.
Yes.
Rather without the voice, which is, especially for a kid, is distracting. Or you're not distracting. You're focusing on that.
I could hear a song.
So you're hearing the voice, but then when the voice is removed, all of a sudden
I can hear
she heard all different things and heard arrangements, and that was really life-changing for her to hear your incredible arrangements. What?
I love it. Well, whose idea was it? I think the idea was not, for musical education or inspiration. I think the idea was to give away those cassettes. You're talking about those premium cassettes.
Yeah, the premium cassettes. Yes.
the idea was to make them longer.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
To get more,
Get more
right.
bang for your buck.
Yeah, that's right, more bang for your
But I
buck.
didn't know they did. I had forgotten that they did that. That's really nice.
Interesting.
Oh, nobody ever gave me any of those things.
No.
I don't think I have mine anymore.
All right, we're,
I don't have
we're,
anymore.
I think we're getting to the end of this, so we're gonna say, wrap it up, and thank you very much for. Thank you so much, all right?
Thanks for everybody for your wonderful questions. Have a great time at JemCon. Party hardy tonight.
And Florence sends you her love.
Oh, okay, I can call her.
Okay, all right,
That's
okay.
a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right, bye.
All righty. Can we give a big round of applause to Ellen Bernfeld for making that happen for us today at Jam?